Yo, what up, everybody? It's your boy, Nice. Today, we not gonna play nice. Um, we'll jump right in. All those people around my man, and nobody, I mean, literally nobody, learned anything from him. Nothing. Like, you ain't learned anything from Johnny Depp. You've been around him all that time. I mean, I've been following on the news his case, right? And I was like, yo, they slandering my man, you know what I mean? Even Shorty up there, she running her mouth, doing whatever. They playing video clip from private, intimate, household things that went on in someone's private lives or whatever the case may be or what have you. But that's crazy. That's crazy. Like, if I couldn't take the stand, the first thing I'd have said is, man, all of you people around this guy, Johnny Depp, right? And you guys ain't learned nothing from him. And the what you saying is you basically you did learn something. He cusses a lot, or he fights, or he's abusive, and nah, that's not where I'm going with it. That's not what I'm talking about. All right? That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about, honestly, I'm going to tell you this. This is my own opinion. You got one of the top 10 actors in the world. You are next to one of the top 10 actors in the world. Because even on the news, he had people in his penthouse that were coming in. He was helping people, moving people in on some co-signing off of, and whether it be Amber Heard or whether it be someone that maybe even himself may knew. You know what I'm saying? Now, before we go any further, I want to say this is not a jab or anything at anybody, or trying to sway the whole conversation one way. I'm just opening up your eyes to look at a different perspective within the but then what you're looking at. So you got one of the top. I mean, this guy's been in Disney films, all Tim Burton movies. He's actually one of my favorite actors too. One of them. I've always loved that guy, man. You know what I'm saying? I always loved the way he acted, and his body of work was just tremendous, man. Like, I saw Johnny Depp in me. You know what I'm saying? When I watch his work, it's fascinating. You know what I mean? Almost mystical in a kind of way. I mean, usually, basically, all his movies was kind of mystical. But yeah. So, I'm saying like this. You got all these people around him, around the top 10, one of the arguably, you know what I'm saying, the top 10 actors in the world, and you ain't learned nothing. I'm saying, like, you ain't gotta even be like an actor or something. You know what I mean? Because I'm pretty sure when I say that, a lot of people would say, well, shit, Johnny's an actor, and the people he had around him were probably not trying to act or do anything. So there's nothing much he could, share on that realm with them. But I'm sure that guy has a lot to say other than more than this acting thing. You know what I mean? And for you not to bring that shit to light in the courtroom, right? You know what I'm saying? Like, you didn't learn anything. And the only arena that someone could ask, did you learn anything, would be in a courtroom, which is not the topic of the courtroom or the narrative. So the narrative, if someone would have said, at this point in time, the situation or the, or the stage or where it's at. If someone in the call would have said, "What did you learn from him?" Of course, I'm pretty sure if you ask one of the witnesses that, they might say, "Yeah, I watched him do cocaine and drugs. That's what I learned." Nah, that's some bullshit. So you can't even ask that question that certain circumstances, because it's not for that moment to ask those questions. But my thing is, how come no one mentioned, like, you ain't learned nothing on a, like, you know what I'm saying, like, that's crazy to me. You know what I mean? No wisdom, no listen. You ain't even gotta be acting. You ain't even gotta, acting might not be your profession, but you are around the top 10 person, and I'm even talking to Amber Heard too as well. You know what I mean? You know what y'all did? The reason why y'all didn't learn nothing or did nothing or is because you partaked into what he was doing instead of trying to. So let me pull back before I go further. Let me stop and say this before I say that. You got to be a different type of person to even want some information or some kind of, or even to ask that question, to learn something, whether it's not even about acting, but learn some type of jewels or something, because the guy been in the game for so long. He's been in the game for so long, you know he knows something. And I'm not even talking about just acting. I'm talking about know something as his experience. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I mean? You could take and learn and go off and do something with it. Whether it be in a different occupation or something. You know what I'm saying? So, I'm looking at those people. That's the people. I'm not even looking at Depp. Because Depp is just doing his own thing. He's just doing his thing. That's what he does. He's an actor. You know what I'm saying? Whatever he does, whether he do alcohol, drugs, whatever he do. You know what I'm saying? Whatever he do, he's already in solid in his own stance. So, but you come around this guy. So I'm watching it. I'm looking at you. All the ones who's getting up on the stand and talking about him and saying, yeah, he threw bottles and all of that. You in his world, really. I'm not saying what he did, doing, or whatever he did in his private life may be right or wrong. I wasn't there. And by the look of things, it seemed like, smashing glass or whatever this case may be. I mean, people get mad. People smash it. People do all kinds of stuff. But to make things worse, what type of person are you? Like, you didn't learn nothing? Like, okay, so you come in and you see him doing cocaine and drugs, and to show him you love him, you partake in what he loved. You get what I'm saying? Like, that don't even make sense. You come in and partake in the things he's partaking in, as far as drugs and alcohol and cocaine and all of that, to show your love for him instead of stopping him. So I'm looking at you. I'm like, who you are? That's why he's where he at, because those people around him they was just sucking him dry, man. They didn't even help the guy, man. And I ain't talking about helping him as like, you need a helping hand, I'll help you out, or sniff this line. I'm talking about, man, like, the person you supposed to be could already have it should have been an inspiration on him too. But you people you guys are just around him, let him do whatever. And just not even, help it. So then the whole thing get out of hand to where now you trying to seek the things that you would, Amber Heard, I'm talking to you now, the things that you were trying to seek around him, you're seeking it now in the court when you should have been seeking it in him in the first place, which is trying to help him and try to get some information to try to better. Instead, you came in, partaked in the whole thing to conform, right? You conformed, and so now you trying to do the same thing you should have done with him in the courtroom, meaning that you're looking for someone to basically ask look for an escape, to a sense of where you're like trying to get where you need to go with the court's help. You know what I'm saying? But you partaked in the things. If you really came in the way you sitting in that courtroom to him right now, in the relationship in the beginning, you wouldn't have been. The guys would have been in a whole different light. You know what I'm saying? But you went down the path further with him, partaking in the illegal activity, whatever y'all doing in your private life. It's on tape. Everybody in the courtroom here, it's all over the world. Right? You partake in the whole thing, and now you trying to seek refuge when when you should have been already aiding and seeking that with him while you were with him. Now you're looking for outside friends, such as the courtroom, the lawyers that's asking these questions. My thing is, you guys never always put your wrong foot first. Oh, he's a star. I want to be around Johnny. He's a star. I want to be around him. You know what I'm saying? Whatever he does, I want to do. But you never saw that this guy is probably going down the turmoil or whatever, and in order for you to profess your love for him, you should have already take away from that. You know what I mean? Ask him questions. Try to learn something. Ask him things to keep his mind off doing the lines, I guess. But you partake it in the whole thing. So I'm questioning you, like, what kind of person you are. You know what I'm saying? Just wild, man. It's like you around one of the top 10 actors in the world, and you ain't learned nothing. And you watch the guy just sink like that. And then you got him on the world stage, looking, trying to fight for his life and his career, right? Which is a marvelous career. He had one of the most biggest franchise in the 2000 era. You know what I'm saying? Like, that guy was amazing, man. You said, part 3, Pirates. Oh, I'm there. He carried that whole franchise on his back, damn near by himself. Disney tried to drop him too. You know what I'm saying? So that's bogus. So I'm gonna question the people that I'm gonna question those people. The one that, what the fuck were you around him for? You know what I'm saying? Like, what? You know what I'm saying? Like, what are you around him for? Like, you are actor yourself. So I could kind of understand why you really didn't seek too much information or wisdom, I guess, with him, because you also have an ego. Your ego, this is far out too. So you like, well, what can he really tell me? So you know what? We both actors. We both gonna do lines and drugs and fuck each other lives up. Wow. You know what I'm saying? But that guy looked like he's smart. He looked like you could learn something from that guy, man. There's no way in hell you around one of the top 10, you ain't learned nothing. None of you guys. Nobody. He had a few of you guys living in his penthouse too. I was watching the shit. I was watching the news. He had a few of you living in his penthouse, just sitting around doing like what for what? It couldn't be me. I gotta learn something. I gotta know something. You know what I mean? What do you know that I don't? You know what I'm saying? That's the question. Because you gotta be a different type of person to be that to do that. So if I mean, in Amber Heard's case, I don't know if she was fighting for supremacy or whatever over the whole situation. Like she wanted to be the one people come and ask for advice or something. Like I don't know. You know what I'm saying? But even her has to respect the presence of Depp anyway, because they've been doing it too long. So she gotta be a different type of person around him, because you gotta ask questions. But you want to profess your love for a person by also partaking in the drugs and doing that. And then it gets all out of hand, and now look at you. You sitting up there on the world stage, all your shit getting aired out, because you was not that type of person, man. And now you sitting there looking all dressed all dressed up and all this fly shit, like you really that type of person. You're not. Cause if you was, it wouldn't have got this far. You the same person, man. Underneath all of that, if you find another boyfriend, you probably gonna sniff lines too. Which just is comical. All them people around him living in the penthouses he paid for, and nobody learned anything. Wow. It just amazes me, man. It's like it's unheard of, man. But then again, them ain't the type of person who want to learn nothing. But I'm saying if you're around someone who's been in the game for that long, you have blockbuster movies, 60 million and better movies every time you show up, and you didn't learn nothing. That's not even, that's unheard of, bro. You know what I mean? Like, your ego might just be way too big to even not learn something from one of them, arguably one of the top 10 actors in the world, bro. Like, that's just. So what kind of people is you? Like, what person is you? Kind of. Wow. They say privilege go a long way, man. That's crazy. Well, you know what? Shout out to my man Depp. He really, allowed those people to come around, and I'm pretty sure every night, it was a party and all of that stuff, and life takes you by the handle and carry you, and no one really thinking, you know what I'm saying? But that, you can tell deep down that guy, he probably needed help. He just needed help. Depp just needed help, man. So yeah, that's just what it is. All right, man. That's my rant on Depp, man. That's my whole thing, man. So sad that you got these people that's coming from different walks of life or different in your life and on your boat, you know what I mean? Per se, Pirates of the Caribbean, my bad. No pun intended. And not even learn anything. And then they got you up there on the stage talking about all they learned was how to do drugs and smash bottles and broke picture frames and smash whatever. You know what I mean? No one says they learn anything from you, man. And that's not even your fault. That's the people who don't have that spirit in them. You know what I mean? They just to show their love, to show the love they have for you, they partake in the situation you partake in instead of helping. So there you go. So the moral of the story is watch who around you, man. You just never know. You know what I mean? Cause for saying if I am doing drugs and lying and I'm having a ball, I'm the top 10 biggest actor in the world, and you guys come into my life and not even attempt to even help me, you know what I mean? Then I'm gonna question you, like, what do you, you know what I'm saying? Like, sad, man. Like, you not even that type of person. You just partaking with me, so we both we both gonna die. It's fucking crazy, man. That's not love, man. That shit's some, I don't know what they call that shit. I don't know. That's definitely, I don't want no one to do that for me at all. Do not follow that. I would prefer you profess the love differently. But now, this played out on the stage. What could you say? Alright, man, leave a comment, let me know what you think. Tell me if you understand that perception, instead of the other narrative that's going on right now in the news, man. The defamation, right? You know what I mean? Let me know. And yeah, it's gonna be a defamation for sure. Who she's gonna turn to anyway? She's gonna try to turn to the people that she pretending to be, when the whole time she really who she already is when she walked in the door with Depp. You know what I'm saying? That's who she really is, not that shit you see on the world stage. You know what I'm saying? And poor Depp, he's just like, wow, man, she trying to bury me. This is what helping, looks like. Interesting. Anyway, leave a comment. I'll holler at you guys later. Nice. We not playing nice at all. Stay first, stay peace. I'm out.